Hey guys, welcome back to Tour Truck Tuesday. I am at the 49er Country Club and the man stood next to me is Derek Deminsky. If you do not know him, at Golf Better Tucson. That's lovely.
Shit, you know, if we think about the task, you can hit a driver, but you can't hit a little chip. Oh, I love it. So like, let's say you have this shot for $1 million if you make it. Show me exactly what you would do right now.
That's key. That's key. This is my journey to getting back to where we are. The reason I'm here, short game, my clip data's highlighted it. This is a problem area. You might be seeing it sneak into some of the videos. I need to get back to who I was, what I was. I've come all the way to Max Homa's short game coach. Got Max sorted out. Got my good friend Maria chipping it decent. Now, hopefully, you can help me. You've got a task on your hands here.
I'm excited. I got a player on my hands here. Let's check it out.
You got a task.
I do. I always got a task.
Where would you start? A lot of what I've done that's been great with this stuff, the journey to finding you, I told you in the pro shop, I've followed you a long time and I've been very intrigued by what you've had to say. And like, look, from the tour, I've been around Hovland's coach, or Hovland at the time in Mayo. I've been around Short Game Chef. In England, and people from Europe will understand this, you stand there, you set the leading edge, you put the ball back and you just drive that puppy and it goes where you're aiming. For some reason, like in California in particular, and you can see it from my wedge and you can see it from the marks on the sole, want to use leading edge, but just been getting in tough spots. And it's like, there are other things. Do you want me to lead into it, or if this was a lesson situation, where would you
so
go?
here's my thing, right? I come as a player. I'm never gonna mess anyone up. I'm with someone like you who I know can play well, I gotta get more info. I wanna watch you hit some shots. I wanna understand more. I want to learn a lot before just making assumptions and trying to fix stuff that maybe doesn't or does need to be fixed. So I like getting a lot of info first. So tell me about shots, situations, results in videos you've mentioned. What brings you here today, and what's our goal today? What are we going to accomplish?
Okay, so that's good. So if I'm fitting someone, I think I do most of the fit in the first 15 minutes without them hitting a shot. I got to be honest. So like, I think that's something we see from great coaches. It's always, this section is so important. So maybe if people are on here and they're like, well, you want to see shots, you have to understand, if you're a fitter or a teacher watching this is probably the most important section.
Because again, you see someone, you probably know what you need to do, but I still want to learn more about how you think, so how I can communicate to you well. Again, from what I've seen, you're an awesome guy, but I want to learn more about you. I don't want to just rush to jump into things. Because again, as a player myself, I've been messed up by some coaches who just kind of impose their will. So I've been messed up enough to know that I would rather say nothing and then make a player worse.
Less is more at times.
Totally. And again, I love teaching all of golf. Short game is kind of my heart and soul. That's how I got good. It is my PhD, I guess, if you would. That's why a lot of people kind of fly out and see me. For yips, for spin, for options, a lot of times I'm the last resort. It's the, hey, if I don't get this fixed, I'm quitting. Which thankfully we haven't had anyone quit. But I like them. I like the yippers to come out and see me, just because, and I do a lot of online stuff, but I don't love it because I'm so hands-on. I'm
you
old
have
school.
to have a lesson in person if you can.
I love moving the club. I love getting hands-on rather than just sitting behind a camera and saying more.
So
it's okay.
This journey has come about, I think. There's definitely been a couple of yips that I can call out. Where ground early for sure. And then there's been times when I struggle to decide on the golf shot. And there's just no turf interaction at all.
Sure.
There's been times when I'm playing with shaft lean, trying to find different places. There's been times when I'm caught between, do I try and hit like a shallow drawy one, or do I try and go more ball first and steep, not making a decision, hitting the wrong shot? There's been areas where I know when I stand to it, I've got a bit of a scoliosis. I got a low right shoulder.
Really? So see, that's the stuff I want to know. Physically, everything's okay though, besides like...
But it doesn't, it's not flaring up at the moment, and the heat of places like this is great, but I know that when I stand here, this is low. So when I putt, this is low. So like, I look very Jack Nicklaus-ish when I putt. I've gone to arm lock. I've got the right hand in putting has become so dominant for me. I've learned I'm so right side dominant with my eye.
I am too.
I've then toyed around massively at the Kingdom with release points, and it's just got lost on the task. I know on putts I'm conservative. There's a fear. I know that there's a fear for hitting this chip before I even look at it.
Really?
It should be freaking simple. But there's stuff in here that's like a scar that I'm trying to repair, and I'm going about it the wrong way. When I was a kid, I would stand here so loosey-goosey and just like flip this thing. And now I'm like, okay, like, let's do that. You know what I mean? It's like, what am I doing? And if I hit that shot, I'd be stoked. And it's gone to 15 feet. It's not even decent. Are you
serious?
It's got bad.
It's that bad.
It's not good.
It's not good.
And it's like, I can no longer hold a round of golf together.
Oh, no.
And it's like, okay, you know, I'm going to hit a couple of bad tee shots, but to stand here and tell you that like driving and approach play has become the strength from where I was when I actually did play this game 20 years ago, there's a reason I'm stood in front of you right now. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
That's so funny. So a lot of people will say, hey, I chipped it great as a kid and I did all these things. For a lot of times too, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Most people like yourself have had some success, but then what tends to happen for anyone is you almost get that success coached out of you and kind of get told like, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. When a lot of times people say, hey, when I was a kid, man, I was using my hands and all that. Guess what, dude? Educated hands, what does Tiger say about educated hands?
He says it's all in there.
Absolutely, dude, it's all hands. I know you have, that's why I've asked you that.
The guy just looks at me and puts his hands in my face and says it's all in here.
You know how much those hands are worth?
But I'm like, dude, I'm struggling, I need more than that. And he
so
says it's here.
I gotta educate your hands. That's my job. That's why I like getting hands on, so I can show you what you need to do.
Do you know, if we get through the BS of the real struggle and we really get down to it and maybe something that people can relate to, I have always had success and gone back to hands forward, weight forward, in line with pocket, and then drive it. And just literally don't break this. So if really struggling, it's like no wrist break, literally be there and literally, and that's gone as well, as you can see. But that's where I've been in the past.
Great. See, that's the stuff I want to know.
Now, the one thing, if we get to it, I'll be stoked.
Oh, we're going to get to it.
Which I have never been able to do because I feel like I've always been a there and driver and then watching other stuff and trying to release. I've never been a great check spinner chipper. Yeah. I literally can't do it.
We'll show you exactly how to do it.
And then I get brand new wedges and they still don't spin. And I'm like, okay, this is pony. And I'm lost.
I want to know more cool English words and terms. That's my only goal today.
So
pony.
People, I think, are starting to suss out that there might be a golf game in here, but I also think they're starting to see this guy's got issues with his short game.
That's so funny, dude.
And YouTube golf is very different to golf as we know it, because all of a sudden you're playing golf and you have a camera there, and to try and really think about the shot and play it properly, which I still haven't even gone through this routine.
Yeah. But let's talk me through your routine. Let's pretend we're
So what I would do now, or what I would have done when I was a decent player, and I got to stop
here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Do what you would do now.
Yeah.
And then I want to see other options. So like, let's say you have this shot for $1 million if you make it.
Yeah.
Show me exactly what you would do right now.
So the first thing I would do is obviously pick a landing spot.
Okay, great. I like that.
I'm a spot chipper, not a...
Great.
I know that a lot of these great players aren't.
Yeah, and that's okay. I like whatever works statistically, right? I like whatever works. If you have good stats, I'm very lenient.
Yeah.
If you've won on tour before, I'm very lenient.
Yeah.
If your stats stink, I don't care a lot about what you want to feel.
My stats stink right now, but I think I can get them back.
We're going to get you good.
Landing spot, I think I'm near there. It's going to break a little bit at the end. That's probably a little far out to the right.
Yeah, I think we might need to have it a little closer to us. The greens are a little bit firm, would be my guess. I think your accuracy is going to be okay though.
But I got 56 here, so I'm not like I would probably play 56 here or 52.
Really? I think it's probably, I'd probably go 50, 55 degree myself. And we can kind of talk about that at a later date, but.
Now the best chipping thing and the simplest chipping thing I ever had, again, it was in England. It was in the cold. It was at an England training thing. I was young. And someone said to me, he was a tour player, fringe tour player. He said, ball back if you want to hit it low. So I would look at landing this just short of that. And I'd be like, okay, ball back, let's give it a go. And I'm freaking edgy right here. If I'm being totally honest, I'm not loving it. So that was good. I would say I rushed through it and it wasn't hit with tempo. But the strike was good, which I'm excited about.
Totally agree.
Then I'd go back to the same and I'd go, okay, now middle ball position. I'm conscious I'm standing a little far away from it. I've hung out a lot with Woosnam, you know, the Welsh guy, former world number one.
I know.
Tiny,
Stripes it.
tiny.
No, striper.
Uses 62-degree lie angles on his wedges. I'm not a 62-degree lie angle. I'm like a 64. So But a lot of the boys who've tried to help me locally back in California, they're all like, you got to get closer, you got to get on top of it. I struggle a bit with that, if I'm being honest.
You don't need to do that.
So
you can do it again, whatever works. There's so many options. There's so many. What I tell everyone who gets a lesson from me, if I recommend something, I better tell you exactly why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to say random stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, here's why we'd consider this.
Yeah.
Here's why this doesn't matter. Here's why this does matter.
Yeah.
So just to say, like, because, you know, if I'm going to hit like a cut spin shot, hey, I'll get closer to it, stand the club up, so now I get my path left.
Yeah.
That's why.
I think my path has been getting too drawy.
Based on what you've said, I would agree.
And I think my fault with putting is this, because I'm so right-eye dominant, and I think I'm doing this with chipping.
It's tough. Hit a couple more, and then I'll talk you through just some things that I see, and we'll give you some easy options to...
So that was ball back, and then I might go, okay, it needs a little less heat on this, so it's ball forward or ball middle, and I'm not standing any wider for this, and then I'm just like, okay, again, firm wrists, and that's what I've been seeing. And I'm like, I haven't done that in flipping 20 years. What's going on? So then I've been getting into, okay, get rid of some of that lean there in the shoulders and just try and that was a bit better, but it was still drop kicked. It wasn't money. You know what I mean?
I do. What do you feel in your golf swing?
Golf swing wise, since coming back to it, I get over it a little bit. The miss is halfway down outside. If I'm getting better, playing better, then I feel like I can get the club a little bit more, what feels behind me, but it's not, it's there. Okay. And I think when I'm playing well, I get lost more. I'm much more visual. I'm not worrying so much about what's going on.
Yeah, I get that, right? So you're feeling the club. It's very common, though, when you're struggling in an area, and what I'll find, I've never seen anyone with, again, what I would consider great technique really struggle or like have it just be only mental. I just don't see that. What I see is these faulty technical pieces that maybe aren't a player's best fit no matter what they've been told. It's like, oh yeah, that's a terrible fit for you. Why are you doing that? I think the style you're using right now, again, there's a lot of styles that can work. If you know, I've got this 9-ball drill where I can go wide, I can go wrist. I'm good with all of them. Which one am I gonna do under pressure though? It's like, okay, I've got a few that I like, but I think we're gonna give you some better options today to make it a little more simple.
Okay.
But hit me a couple more just stock shots here.
So again, ball position level. It's probably the best one since we've been here.
Yeah, keep going.
And it's 5.5, 6 feet missable.
You're fine.
We ain't making it.
Bro, you're fine.
Okay. So missing the landing spot by
yeah, totally.
miles.
And then do you ever use 60?
I've got out of it recently because I just think the bounce helps me a hair more. So I'd be annoyed at myself here because I'm not learning anything from what's happened. I've hit 1, 2, 3, 5 balls all in the same spot.
Yeah.
So something's got to change.
Yeah.
So let's try and take some freaking pace out of this. So that was much better, and at least I'm seeing a different result.
Yeah.
That might have hit a pitch mark, but I can't control like that spin. You know what I mean? Like,
say it again.
I don't feel like I controlled that check. That just checked. I didn't tell you what that might hit a pitch mark, like I say, but like
yeah.
I thought that would have ran out a hair more.
Sure.
But at least it wasn't hit and powered through.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, where the hell's that?
So that's what a lot of your misses right now are common for, again, any way can work. But for you, right, you kind of get pretty wide, and then we'll kind of release the club, which for a stock shot, you don't have to do that. Like if I'm going to try to hit that ball right there, right, because we're just working on stock shot, right? So I would call what we're doing here ball first.
Yeah.
Right, and in my opinion, you want to go ball first, and you want to have ground first. You want to have both skills. You don't want them to mix and match to where, in my opinion, when Tiger had his struggles, right, when he was trying to hit the ground first, he had some ball first elements and vice versa. So you want them pretty clear. So if I was just going to hit that ball here, right, I'm not necessarily trying to use the bounce per se, right? My pattern is slightly wide, slightly draw, but I use my body very well. And here I'm not trying to release the shaft.
But you're hitting it a lot higher in the blade than I am.
Well, so this is, yeah. So this is my 60. But it's like, I'm going to beat up that spot all day.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's because of...
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's much higher
exactly
than where I hit them.
So also, I was giving myself a little bit better lies than you were. But
that's fine. That's good. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So here's our options. Now, so then just speaking on that, so we're going to show you a better ball first option. But now let's say I've got this. How would you feel if you had this lie and we had a bunker in our way?
Yeah, I'm worried here that that's going in the trap.
Really?
Sure. Yeah, I'm toast right now.
So so talk me through what you would do here to hit this shot if there was a bunker in front of us here.
To be honest with you, if I was absolutely really struggling and I was panicking like mad, I'd just try and bunker shot the thing anyway. If I was totally lost. Yeah.
How do you feel at using the ground in short game? Because this ground's very usable. If I had this shot, I'd be licking my chops. Because it's so firm.
Yeah, I know I've got to do something different than what I'm doing.
Let me see your 60, because we got options here. Because your ball first skill needs to get better, and then your ground first skill. So again, a lot of times people will come to me. It's like, oh, okay, like we don't want opposing skills. So what I would do, yeah, go ahead and hit this one, and I'll hit one.
All right.
I'm going to try to hit the ground before the ball. I'll tell you that right now. I ain't trying to hit this ball clean.
Well, I'd be trying to hit this clean.
Okay.
So I'm going to now go your deal and try and hit
I'm just going to use the ground.
So I'm going to go try it. For me, I'm going wide and then just... And that was hit way before.
So that's wide hooky.
That was what I was trying to do.
You're wide and hooky, which honestly, I don't know if that's a good fit for you, Trotty.
I'm pretty certain it's not.
Exactly.
And that's where I've been going, wide and hooky.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. So wide and hooky in general, based on what I've seen. Again, it can work. Hey, that's my stock. But if it gets under plane, you're fat and thin too often.
That's what I've been doing.
And if you're releasing the shaft, you're a little bit of we've got some mixing elements here. So here, I'm going to open the face a little. I'm going to be more wristy. I'm going to hit the ground half an inch behind the ball, and I'm going to let the shaft swing.
You see, so when you said you want to hit this ground first, I thought that was wide.
Sure.
Because I've got lost on all this Instagram BS, and this is why I'm here. I've got lost.
I would never go wide there.
If I'm getting lost, think about how many people are lost.
Believe me, but I get a lot of people that see, just coaching golf's hard, right? So any coach, I never have anything bad to say about any coaches that's helping anyone. But the thing where a lot of people come and see me is, you hear all these opposing views. That's great. I can teach you all of them.
But it's to create social media trends so that people click on the stuff.
Yes and no, because I think there's some truth to it. But yeah, here it's like, I'm going to release the shaft with my hands. We got to get your hands back in.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. If we consider this, the risk get a bad rap in short game. I'm not just randomly being wristy for the sake of being wristy. I'm letting the shaft pass so that now I can hit the ground.
So how's Jason Day get away with being
in my opinion, Jason Day and Steve Stricker, awesome. Two of my favorites. Outliers more than models. So for people that tend to be real wide, the ones that you see typically do it successfully are ones that have historically always done it. Stricker, Day. They weren't really necessarily taught to do it. Same for me. That was how it's worked for me. I rotate very well. But I'll teach out here, and I'll teach, we have a great adaptive program. I teach people in wheelchairs. Guess what? They gotta use their hands.
Yeah.
Right? So, and there's this cause and effect to some extent where if I'm letting the club swing with my hands, do I have to use a lot of body? Of course not. Same thing here, watch this. I'll hit half an inch behind it, a little bit of wrists, hammering the ground. How's that?
Lovely.
Yeah, so easy. I'm not trying to hit the ball there. The key is ball first element. So like if you wanted to be wide and you're ball first, the reason I'm hitting it higher on the face is I'm returning with some lean, right? That's gonna allow the ball to get hit higher on the face. If I release the shaft, potentially that can hit lower on the face. So in my opinion, your ground first skill, I don't think you're using the best option for it. And your ball first skill is bad. So both ways you're doing are bad.
Both are tough.
So you should be struggling.
Good.
But what the good news for you is, what a lot of people do is they can overcome poor form, poor technique with high level skill.
Okay.
And I don't want you to spend your skill on trying to hit the ball. I want you spending your skill on your landing spot or, you know, the visualization of the target. I like landing spots in a sense that if I try to hit that yellow ball, and I do, whatever happens after doesn't matter.
Sure.
I've done my job. My chipping's done its job, right? I got some drills on that. I don't mind looking at the hole. There's times we play, right? It's Phoenix, 117 degrees. I don't feel like I'm in my right mind to pick a landing spot. Hey, I'll just look at the target and feel it. So I like whatever statistically works.
Chipping uphill because you can't see landing.
Exactly,
spot,
right? Yeah.
You got to do the second.
Totally. So at that point, yeah, there's some blends of all this. So the shot I want to teach you first is a improved ground first shot, and really it comes down to it's this cut spin shot, right? So it's the shot you see me hit on social media a lot. Super fun to hit. But the reality is I would use this shot. So let's say you're in a divot here, Trotty, and now you got to hit over a bunker. How do you feel?
Again, I'm just under the pump. I'm just going bunker shot. I'm hating it.
So at that point, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get my toe down in there, and this is a little bit severe. I'm just gonna hammer my toe behind the ball, right? I'm gonna get this toe to hit the ground. It's like no problem. So fade elements are gonna help us slow the ball down as well. So a wide draw, is it a good fit for some players? Sure, anything's a good fit for some players. But what I want to teach you right now is I want to teach you a relaxed grip, face 5 degrees open, what feels like this wristy fade shot.
Shane Lowry.
I don't know a ton other than he's so good.
Underrated. And
Yeah, you know, it's very funny because I've posted some stuff a lot of times on talking about, everyone brings up Shane Lowry, and it's like, yeah, the guy's just, he's got great hands.
But he chips like this.
What's wrong with that?
It's beautiful.
Okay. Okay, good. It's like everyone's like, oh, but he does this. I'm like, that's fantastic.
So,
so here's what we're gonna do.
It's funny because someone taught me about a year ago, and I guess this is where it went south, but wide and it went real south.
Not a good fit for the masses, in my opinion, based on my studies, and I used to think it was.
Yeah.
It can absolutely work. Again, there's like, that's the style I use for my stock shot. I love it.
Yeah.
But the challenge is, like we've talked about early on, is what it does with the whole club. But what I want you to do right now, so just go ahead and set up for a practice swing. Feet are fine. We're gonna open the face of touch. Potentially, I don't mind if someone does have a unique grip in their full swing and they use it in short game. We may or may not adjust because
you're gonna want that stronger.
Well, we'll see. What I want right now, though, is I want to put this in your head, and this is something I'll do for a lot of people, is they'll say, when I was a kid, I used my hands, I could feel the club, and then oftentimes we get taught to take the hands out of it. Ask Tiger if you wanted to take his hands out of anything.
No, he doesn't.
Exactly. So we just want to educate our hands. So go ahead and set up for a practice swing. We're going to stand the club up a little bit. Here's why we'd stand the club up a little bit. Number one, when I interact with the ground, I have less surface area hitting the ground.
Yeah.
Also, when you saw my ball in that divot there, I was able to get to it because I can start to use that toe like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, okay.
So just hold it right there. And it doesn't have to be extreme. And just take a grip. Very relaxed. This is our lightest grip pressure of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Let that thing swing out. So when I say I'm hammering the ground, and this is where you'll see on TV, they're like, oh, he just picked it. And people might say, those shots I hit, oh man, he just picked it. No way, I'm hammering the ground. So that right there in a little fade pattern, that's how I'm hitting a lot of my spin shots. And for you, by you allowing to swing the head again, that's a missing element in your short game.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do here, and again, our aim here, we're gonna trust the ground. Our aim is to hit the ground about a ½ an inch behind, and the reason why, it's not grainy, it's super firm. I'm not trying to pick this ball clean, and I'm trying to use the ground to get this ball elevated.
Okay.
Right, so again, is this the shot we'd actually play here? No, but you gotta have a good ground first skill and a ball first skill.
Okay.
Some will argue both points.
And then, okay.
And it's fine, Like, I want people to have both.
Yeah. Okay, so and you wouldn't touch any of this shoulder alignment or any of this?
Just hit a couple. Super relaxed. Okay. Get the face a little less open. That's it. I want it maybe 5 degrees open. I do want you to feel like you open it through the shot. Do me 1 or 2 practice swings. There you go. Very relaxed out. Yep. It's gonna feel wristy. Does it feel wristy?
It does to me. It probably
great.
doesn't. Look
Yeah,
it.
that looks good.
Open it.
0 out of 10 grip pressure, let it swing. Really relaxed.
Open it through the shot.
Great. Do it again. That's awesome.
Heard that. Rake your hands.
That's it. So this shot, this is improving your ground first skill.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, could you go wide and do it? You can, but how's that been working?
Shocking.
Yeah, so like if something's not been working, we can go different routes. We don't have to keep going down that same route. Face a little less open.
Would you address the half inch behind, or would you address right?
Oh yeah. So either way. I like what you just did there. Super relaxed hands. Let the club head swing.
Bastard.
You okay? No, we just need more ground sooner. Do that again. And this is the thing that the viewers need to know as well. I could care less how you hit these. I need you to make the motion. I need you to train it, right? Because how many times have you done this lately? I think that's 2. So we don't need to hit these great shots right away all the time. Get the shaft a little less leaned right now too. More at your belly. There you go. Just a little that way. Nice, T. That's it. Just keep hitting me a few that way. Hit me a few that way. That's it. I want this ground. I want it a little firmer. Like go right in here. There we go. That's it. So we're trying to let this handle. Watch my handle here. Right. So I'm just trying to let this handle not move too far away. And this is where a lot of the viewers might improve. Is again, if I keep this handle closer over the ball, right? Even if I just kind of hinge it up, man, it's so easy for that club to drop back down. That's fine. And then some people say, well, Derek, what about, getting super wide? And it's like, that can work too. The key for anyone is I just want you to find what works for you.
Yeah. Rather
than be told what to do. And again, people come down here like, oh man, I've been trying to get this for 3 years. I'm like, did you know you can do this? Like, oh, I thought I just had to do it this. It's like, no. So wristy fade, handle up, very relaxed, and then letting it swing. I'm letting that thing swing out. Now watch it. It's gonna feel like, watch my club at the end. It feels like I can just let it go. It's the most relaxed grip. Because I don't need to kind of pull the handle here. I want it to feel that loose.
So that is, it's Shane Lowry, basically.
Yeah, and the tricky thing here is, for people who have struggled, they'll tend to grip it real tight. And I don't mind a little bit more firm when I'm kind of hitting this little low, punchy shot. That's fine. It's another skill to add.
Yeah.
Rather than like, you have to do it this way, you have to do it this way.
Yeah.
So do a couple practices. That's it. Keep holding it. Yep, hold it. This. See how release that is?
Have that loft.
Yes. It feels like, for some, it feels like I'm hitting the ground and hitting up on the ball. The lightest grip pressure of all time. And I want the handle, if you finish at your finish here, it's gonna be a pretty tight handle to that lead pocket. There you go, T. What this is gonna do then, that has a lot of spin, you see that?
Yep.
But what this will do is, when we have the situation to use the ground, and we need some spin, and we need some extra loft, some stopping power, if you would, this is my go-to shot. Cut spinner. Do I hit every shot this way? No, I don't. But man, it's a good skill to have. Off dirt, off divots, potential into the green, just the ability to have that handle up, to let this club head swing simply. And again, for some people, hey, if that doesn't work, that's great. We got other options. But this is a common way I see people get better. Yep, just keep going. Give me a couple more. This would be in the camp of margin for error, if you would, right? Because our ball first skill, we do want to be sharp. Your ball first skill, we are gonna add. For you, I don't want you to release the shaft in a ball first skill. That's where you're getting some of the bad contacts as well.
Yeah.
Face a little less open.
Grip it soft, face.
Yeah, super soft.
Don't move the handle.
Super soft. Yeah, and then what's gonna happen there, I wanna get a face on view. The shaft's not gonna be released quite enough. There's gonna be a little bit of drag in there.
With that one?
Yes.
Okay. So you want this massively released. Okay.
I dare you.
Come on.
I don't think you can do it enough. That's it.
You got to hit this hard to get it where you want to get it.
Smash factor is very low.
Yeah.
When I hit my big spin shots, it's coming out at 0.4. Soft hands. Yeah, fine. Give me 2 more this way.
Yours weren't as high as that.
Correct.
So why is that going high?
Because I'm better at it than you right now.
But how do I get it that it comes out
Just keep
low?
going, bro.
There's not a lot of patience here. You're going to learn.
Oh, you're good. I know exactly. Patience doesn't make for good YouTube videos.
No, I mean it just in general.
Oh,
Never
yeah,
mind the YouTube.
I'll show you. There you
So
go.
that was money, but I have no idea what I did there from the previous one.
There you go.
Other than it was money.
Yep, so here's a couple things you got to know. Sometimes I say, man, this, because some wedges will dig. Super relaxed. So look how released that head is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feel. For a ball striker, that's a terrible feel.
Just got to have a much more of a handsy look to it, handsy feel to it.
Yes, that exactly right.
Yeah.
And again, what we're doing then through our hands is I'm releasing the shaft, letting the head swing. I'm not just like randomly wristing it, right? It's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm letting the head swing.
Yeah. So it's got to get in there closer.
Yeah. Super soft and relaxed. Face a little less open. There you go, T.
That was great.
Yo.
That was great.
Let's go, you two.
It's
Let's go, you two.
it's got to be.
That was awesome.
That was much better.
So yeah, your ground first skill, and I'll see people do it. Man, if I have to go ground first going super wide, I can, but man, there's a lot of things moving so far.
I think the keys for me so far,
Yeah.
keep that thing in the same place. I don't think you can grip it soft enough.
This one you can't, and again,
Yeah.
because we need this head to swing,
Yeah.
this is what I tell people, this is your probably most relaxed grip this is the most relaxed your grip will ever be. That was great.
Yeah, I'm getting this now.
Yeah.
Don't open the blade as much as you think.
Yeah, you don't need to open it too much, right? Because that's where they'll flight out higher. So often when I teach that cut spin shot to a lot of people, they'll come in just too open. I want it to look like, you can get a good view of this here. What we call that, square?
Mm-hmm.
What we call that, a couple degrees open?
Ant's pube.
Right? What's that?
An ant's pube is what we'd call that.
Okay. Yeah, so
I'll give you some other animals in a minute, but that's ant's pube.
I don't think that's England. I think that's just good old fashioned fun there.
So we've got
Okay,
square
so-
or ant's pube open. You can take that to all your lessons if you want. Before we go slightly larger animal, more open. But right now you're going, Deminsky says ant's pube open.
Yeah, there you go. Keep holding it, keep holding it.
Yeah.
Keep holding it. Relax your hands, relax your hands, relax your hands, relax your hands. Relax your hands. So say I'm opening it through the shot.
But it's that sound.
Yeah. That's it.
It's that sound. And that's what every one of your shots have had.
Oh yeah. Now the funny thing too is I used to be, super hinge, hold, no spin.
That's what I've been.
Now this is kind of that cut spin shot. That's how you start adding spin into your game. Fade elements will help spin the ball. So around the greens, if someone says to draw the ball for spin, that's just not correct. It's just not right.
Yeah.
Because notice all my spin shots, they'll spin right.
Yeah.
Now once we go to 40, 50, 60 yards, we got enough speed, that's fine, you can do whatever. But these small cuts for spin. Because this is how you're gonna start spinning the ball a bunch. And then we'll hit a few off the mat to kind of show, to get that, to even increase the speed. That's just good spin training. That's it, that's it.
You got to feel like you're going into the turf.
Yeah, I ain't going ball first. I'm hitting the turf first, relaxed hands. Heel up a touch, Charlie, there you go, T. That's it.
You got to feel like you're hammering that turf.
Yeah, and then the funny thing is, then they'll say on TV, oh, he just picked that one right off the top.
Yeah, but he didn't, did he?
Not at all. No way, I'm hammering the ground appropriately.
Because there's been a fear with hitting the ground.
That's why I asked a lot of these questions. How do you feel when you try to use the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, go again, same thing, a little ground a little sooner, ground a little sooner.
Yeah, there's been fear hitting the ground.
Totally, yeah. And again, if I only have ball first elements, I better hit the ball first, because if I do accidentally hit the ground first, it can be penal.
Yeah.
And like we talked about, it's not mixing and matching the elements. I'm not trying to hit the ground first with ball first elements and vice versa.
Yeah.
That's it. Relax those hands. So that one, I need you to use more hands on the way through. Too draggy there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Too draggy meaning?
Yes.
Okay.
Do another practice swing. And I want you to feel like the handle finish. There you go. Look at that. It feels like that. Get the ball a little more forward. Handle a little more towards your belly. There you go. That's it. And again, if that flights up, that's just because your face is open. That's what I need right there. That's the one. How'd that feel?
It totally different, but get it.
When you look at the video though, and this is why I don't like doing online, it's like, okay, yeah, he's using a little bit of hands. What does it feel like though?
No,
People say it feels like all hands.
Yeah.
So then I'm trying to get the ball a little bit forward, handle back a little.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then it's just, that's lovely. It's a proper golf shot.
Super.
Okay.
So like, I think your tempo and everything's fine. I think it's great. A lot of
Questions
times
like that are on the back burner.
Meaning like, okay, I need the handle not as leaned. I need the ball not as back. I need you to release the shaft, and then I'll care about more stuff. Yeah, exactly. So people will
figure that out.
Yes and no, and then I would mention if it was a big issue, because yeah, if it's short, and then the only way to hit the ball to target it is if it's short and explosive. That's a yip move. So it's like I want it to feel long and appropriate. It should feel, if anything, kind of like what you've mentioned here. Yeah, long and smoothish.
It's long Shane and smoothish. It's got to feel Shane Lowry-ish. That's the visual.
Like, what does this look like to you?
Yeah, long, relaxed, and chill.
Exactly, because I'm trusting the ground
process,
in this situation, because the ground's so firm I can.
Yeah. Now,
if this is super wet, tight, okay, then there's some potential differences there. But right now, it's like, look, like, and this is how you would, like, I remember when I was a kid, I was like, how do people chip it off the green?
Yeah.
This is how you do it. Am I being careful here? I am pummeling that ground. Now again, I'm not diving the club 5 inches underneath.
You're pummeling the ground without the shaft lean.
Exactly.
So it's there, no shaft lean. Grip it as soft as you freaking can. Yeah, leave that puppy there.
That's
Ant's pube. And then there. I mean, that's just hit with so much more confidence.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It should feel easy, and there's so many times when you have good form, man, my bad shots are getting so close so often. My bad shots are getting up and down. That's it, T. There's the stopping power, because these greens don't really check up or spin too much right now. That's excellent.
Yeah.
So then based on that, it's like, yeah, the way you were doing it, could it work for some people? Sure. Is it a good fit for you? No, clearly. And like, look at these results, right? Again, how long have we been doing this for? Not long. Wait till you practice. It'll be great.
Yeah.
But now you have something to practice.
Well, just, yeah.
Because oftentimes, if someone's struggling, I don't want them to practice. Nice, T. Oh, that's great.
Look at where this club's finishing up without even thinking about it.
Yeah, dude.
Look at where that's finishing. I mean, that's money.
It is money. It should start to feel. The thing I do recommend, though, for you and all your viewers here, I'm a big proponent of, especially when it's a new movement, I'm a big proponent of, I'm feeling the movement, walk in, go. Like, no real delay. Feel the movement. What'll happen is they'll feel it and they kind of get in here and they just kind of overthink it in a sense. And it's like, no. The start of my golf shot starts with my rehearsals. Now, same thing, statistically, do what works. If I couldn't use rehearsal strokes, and they're not just random practice strokes, but if I couldn't use rehearsal strokes, man, I feel like I'd be such a worse golfer. So my shot, especially like under pressure, I'm gonna feel the ground, one look, go, same feel.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay, good.
Oh, and that just feels so easy. Feels so good. Because I'm not trying to steer it. I'm not trying to right now. And again, we'll work on the ball first skill, and they're different elements. Here's my ground first. Here's my ball first. Right, for you and your ball first, we'd hold off and rotate a little bit.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Easy. This is why people come to Tucson, though. That's how it goes. Handle back a little, ball forward a little. I want you to almost feel like you're hitting it on the upstroke. And then, so now that's going to start to be the worst shot you can hit. This is the margin for error when we're trying to use the ground. Better than your good shots before?
Yeah, night and day. Night and day.
Real good. I thought you didn't spin it, bro.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
Freaking nice.
It's
Dude, look at the ball mark on there. So you're a little too
good.
wide, a little too hooky, a little too throwy when you didn't need to be. Ooh, that's a good lie there to test.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make the lies worse and worse, you know?
Yeah.
Just trying to grip
You gotta,
it.
here's the thing, trust the ground. I'm almost daring you to hit it fat. I'm almost daring you to hit it fat. That's why we would get the handle up. And this is why I tell people, so watch the difference in these divots. Club wide. And then if I go heel up, and this will be extreme, but just bear with me. Right? That divot would be that wide. That divot is club wide. If I hit one fat, just like we saw there, it's still gonna get through it. Right, so that's the things that people will say, hey, do this, but they don't really tell you why. The why is if I make a divot here, there's just no volume there.
So you'll put a grip on that?
At times, I'll do whatever.
Just feel.
What that does is it helps me set the toe, right? So that if this ball is sitting down, it can help me set that toe.
Yeah.
And I've hit shots that way and it works out. But the thing is, I'm always thinking about the club and the club head. Just like any other sport. What other sport are we thinking about our body? Now, golf is a little bit technical, I get it. Oh, I love it.
It's, I gotta be more playful with it. You know what I mean? I think I've lost
This is a
that.
very playful shot.
Yeah.
When we go ball first, it's not necessarily as playful.
Yeah.
But this one's super playful. And then that one, we just need the ground a little sooner than we got it. We need it. I need you to hit that one a little fatter, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do that rehearsal again. And I want you to get in the habit of, there you go. This is your feel. That's the feel, do it again. The goal is getting the action, getting the motion. There you go, that's 2 inches behind the ball.
Yeah. This is just a shot you want to keep hitting.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Soft, soft, soft,
Yes.
soft elbows, soft everything.
Yeah. That's key. That's key. Soft, 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 soft is key.
Because if it gets firm, we start moving the handle. How sick was that?
That was good.
Let's go.
Soft, 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 soft.
Yeah, so that we can let it swing.
Yeah.
Right? Because if we
remember that.
consider this, I mean, it's not a perfect
Stick that
example.
in the notes, Q. Soft,
Well,
soft,
but just
soft.
if we think about this, right? And you've kind of seen this example. It's like, okay, if I'm relaxed, I can let that head swing. But once I grip it tight, right, that head doesn't want to swing.
I've been gripping it like an absolute axe murderer.
Yes.
Like, you couldn't grip it any tighter.
Yes.
Just pure fear of what I'm about to
That's
do.
exactly it. Most people have this, like, I try to grab the club from it, like, man, I got to get
Nah,
it.
you'd have to
This
wrestle
thing's
that
in a
thing
vice
from me.
right here. Like, yeah, I could change, with your grip, I could change grips on the club. Your
You
helmet
can
is
do
so
whatever you
tight.
want with that puppy. It's horrendous. There is a deep fear, which needs to go.
Well, so based on what we've seen, the way you were doing it, I'd be fearful too. It's like, yeah, that's just not going to work that often.
That's good to know that you'd be fearful, because
It's true. It's like if I had to do it that way, man, I'd stink.
Yeah, it's horrendous, mate. I've seen
I know.
everything.
Oh,
There you go. Yeah, that was lovely. Just try and hit it fat. Yeah.
I'm not just changing random stuff. Like the same thing. If people come in, and I get sent a lot of stuff on social, right? Like, how's this look? I'm like, seems reasonable. How does it work? Like,
Yeah.
maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, right? You see certain moves work well for certain people, and certain moves not test out well for others.
You would describe that as
We call that ground first.
ground first.
Ground first. We're using the ground. That's the cut spin style shot in general. That's using the ground, getting some stopping power. and it's a good shot and option to have because we can use it in different situations. Big time trouble shot. A lot of people come to me, tour players come to me to kind of learn that cut spin because a lot of them need more spin. Like at Augusta, right, you had to have spin this year. So a lot of reached out, kind of showed them a few things in that regard. To use the ground, and Augusta ground you can use, and get more spin.
There you go. I had no idea how this was going to go, but we're going to wrap this video. We're going to come back. There's going to be more of this. Be sure to check him out. Everything is in the description below. It's a masterclass using the ground with pitching. You think we can see I got a ton better right there. Hopefully put it into practice.